We get this question a lot. A lot of people want to know how much their case is worth right away. And I've seen online there are these settlement calculators that are going to tell you, punch in a few information, and we're going to tell you exactly how much your personal injury case is worth. Usually those sites that you go to, there are these companies that basically they're trying to get people to come in, and all they do is they have attorneys pay them to send them those cases. And so those calculators you see online, they're not going to be very reliable. I wouldn't trust anything that they say, because in reality, at the beginning of a case, it's way too early to tell what a case is worth. But there are some things we look at that we can get a general idea of the value of your case. Here are some of the important factors we look at when determining the value of a case. First factor we look at is what we call liability. What this means is, can we prove who is at fault? And how well can we prove that they're at fault? Sometimes the value of the case is determined by how easy it is to prove fault. If it's a straightforward case where there's no question who caused your injury and that they were negligent, the value of your case will generally be higher. And if this is something where it's just egregious conduct, somebody did something horrible, a lot of times that increases the value of the case. We see this, for example, in a drunk driving case. Generally, if it's a drunk driver who causes a car accident, the value is going to be higher, because insurance companies know that if we take that case to trial, we're going to get a better result. But in those cases where there's some kind of dispute, maybe different people are saying different things, or maybe it's not very clear whose fault it is. On those cases, we understand that it's going to be a lot harder to get a great result on your case. We're not saying that we can't get a great result. We just know that there's an extra challenge, and sometimes that means that a settlement value might be a little bit less because of the problems we have in proving who is at fault. Another really important factor in determining the value of your case is the severity of your injury. The value of your case is really determined on how bad your injury is. The worse your injury is, the more the case is worth. But I always tell people, look, we'd all love to have $1 million, but nobody wants to have $1 million injury. Most important is we want to see you getting better. I'd much rather see you get better and be healed and have a small settlement than get this really large settlement in your case because you now have a life-altering injury. Now, sometimes at the very beginning, it might be hard to tell how bad an injury is. Some injuries might be really painful at first, but they get better in a few weeks or maybe a few months. Other injuries, maybe they don't seem so bad at first, but they turn into injuries that just don't get better. They become permanent. A really important thing for you to do is follow up with your doctors to make sure that you're getting the proper treatments you need. We can also help you to make sure that you are getting treatment from wonderful, great doctors that can help. And in your case, getting better is always more important than getting a large amount of money. And sometimes people will ask us questions about their medical treatment. They will say, well, should I do this treatment? How is it going to affect my case? My answer is always the same. Your focus should be what is going to help you get better, and the case will take care of itself. We will make sure you get the best result you can for your case, because more important, we want you to get better. The amount of money you lose from missed work is also an essential part of what your case is worth. Keeping track of all that time you take off from work is essential. Also, you want to make sure you have a doctor's note for any missed time. Now, one important factor about this is sometimes my clients will ask me, well, should I stay off from work or what should I do? We never want you to say, I'm going to take all this time off of work because it means I'm going to get more in my injury settlement. That's not what we want you to do. We want you to be back to work as soon as you reasonably can. Because one thing we know is there's no guarantee in this case. We don't know for sure that you're going to get all of that money back in the end, and it's also going to take a long time. And also, we know that some of you will work even when you shouldn't because you care about your job, you want to do what's right. I get it. I know that you need money, you need to put food on the table. But listen to your doctor. If your doctor tells you, hey, work is going to make things worse, take the time off you need to get better. So the important thing to know is you want to get back to work as soon as you possibly can, but follow your doctor's advice and make sure that you're getting better. Sometimes the value of a case is limited by the amount of insurance that the at-fault person has. California only requires that people have a really small amount of insurance. There are people driving around that say, I have full coverage. This is often not enough to cover the total value of your case. If it looks like your injuries are severe, we may want to search to find out how much insurance that other person has. And we do run into this sometimes. If there's not enough insurance to cover the loss, that often limits us, because if somebody doesn't have any money or assets and they only have this small insurance policy, that might be the only money that's available. And we are going to work the best we can to get you as much as possible. Sometimes that's a factor in how much the case can be worth. And we've talked about some of the main factors, but there are a lot of other factors that determine how much your case is worth. As we said, every case is unique. Every case is different. Some of these factors might include how well you come across as a witness and as a person. If you are a likable person that comes across as credible and believable, your case is going to be worth more. If you're grumpy and cranky and complain all the time, well, no, that's going to bring the value of your case down, because we always think about what's going to happen if we take your case in front of a jury. How are you going to come across? Juries want to help people they like. So it's important. Most of you are good, likable people, but if you have some things to work on, now's the time to start practicing. Work on being that friendly, kind person that comes across well. It also might depend on the friends and family you have to be witnesses for you. If those witnesses can talk about how your injury has changed you and they can tell a compelling story, then it will help the value of your case. The value of your case might depend on how well your doctors can testify. Can they testify with certainty that this crash or this incident caused all your injuries? Sometimes it might depend on whether you had any pre-existing injuries. Sometimes it gets cloudy and difficult to say, well, what was there before and what's there now? A lot of times when we're dealing with an injury, there's a lot of gray area there where the insurance company is going to dispute everything. And so those are some factors that can often be helpful in knowing what the value of your case might be. Overall, this process of determining the best value for your case can be pretty complicated. That's why it's great that you've chosen us to be in your corner. We're going to fight for you the entire way to get you the best possible result in your case. And what's most important is that you are going to be involved in that decision. We are not going to make that decision without you. You're going to be there when it comes to make the important decision of saying, well, should I accept this settlement or not? Now, a lot of cases we deal with are car crash cases. Now, I know not all of our clients are here for a car crash case. There are a lot of other types of injury cases that we have. And so if you're not here with the car crash case, you can ignore this bit for now. But for those of you dealing with a car crash, a lot of times the most immediate need you have is making sure that you get your car taken care of, that you get your car repaired. Now, some people want to know, is this something my lawyer should help me with, or can I handle this on my own? Typically, here's how it works. Handling the car damage is usually very straightforward and very easy. Most of the time, you don't need us. You don't need a lawyer to do that. If it just requires the car to get repaired, you can take it to any auto body shop of your choice, and they will be in contact with the insurance company to make sure that it gets repaired. If it's a total loss, if your car is totaled and it's not going to be repaired, the insurance companies are usually very good about determining the value of the car, paying that value to you. Usually, if you handle that on your own, you can deal directly with the insurance company only for the vehicle damage to get that taken care of. But I want you to know that we know that sometimes don't always go as easy as we hope. And so our policy is, if you need help, if you're having trouble dealing with that, well, just let us know. We can help you through that. We can walk you through that and help you if you run into any problems. But usually it goes easy enough and smooth enough where most of our clients have no problem handling that part on their own, getting their car repaired and fixed. But don't hesitate to reach out if you do have trouble there.